Seth, what do you want to start today off with?
Well, I think the biggest news right now for the local fans is going to be the news that Ichiro Suzuki, longtime Mariner who came back just really the last month or two, is stepping away from the team and moving into a front office position as a special assistant to the general manager.
Right. Yeah, no, it was big-time news. Seth, I got to ask you, because I've talked to Jackson kind of at length with him over the Ichiro news, and, you know, I don't know if we've done a show since they sent Guillermo Heredia down. Have we not done one? I don't think we have.
Probably not, no.
What were your initial thoughts when they sent Heredia down to keep Ichiro on the roster for what proved to be another 10 days?
Well, I'm pretty biased because Ichiro was always my favorite Mariner growing up.
See, here we go. We needed to have this voice in this conversation.
So I'm kind of the homer where I was all right with it because I don't know that Heredia is all that great. He is a little more valuable at this point than Ichiro, where he's at in his career. And I think a couple nights ago when the Mariners lost 3-2 to the Oakland Athletics, that was a perfect example of why you don't want to go with your heart. You got to go with your head, because Ichiro came up in the ninth inning with 2 guys on, 1 out. You need a run, and he strikes out. If you have Heredia batting there, or somebody else batting there besides Ichiro, who gives you any better chance at all of getting a run there, you got to take that when you're a team who's fighting for a wild card spot.
I'm going to interject. You mentioned that game, I think, was it last night or 2 nights ago? It was the James Paxton night, yeah, right? So he did slap a ball that missed being fair by feet.
It's true.
And if he would have come up and tied that game, would have lost it. Everyone in this area would have lost it. There's no doubt about that. Heredia was on the bench for that game as well.
Yeah,
they went with Old Man Ichi in that spot.
It's true.
I thought he was pinch running already.
Heredia?
Yeah,
for Zunino, he could have been.
He was.
That's true.
They still went with him. They still knew what was going to happen.
Was down the line, yeah.
So they gave it to Ichiro, but yeah, Seth, I'm very much with you. I thought that people were very worked up. I mean, people were angry that Ichiro was still on this team when they sent Heredia down, and I was of the camp of, you know, that's the 4th outfielder.
Yeah.
He's getting 2 starts a week at the most. And over the season, Guillermo Heredia is probably a 250 hitter.
Yeah.
You don't think that Ichiro over a full set of games is a 250 hitter?
Probably like a 220 at least.
I mean,
it's not going to be a significant drop-off.
Jackson, go ahead and tell us we're wrong, because Jackson.
Yeah, I disagree. I just think that Guillermo Heredia overall, as a both defensive player and an offensive player, that he's better than Ichiro. And so that's who you'd rather have as your 4th outfielder.
Well, and like Seth talked about, you know, it's a hot start for Guillermo Heredia. Defensively, yes, Guillermo Heredia right now, better outfielder. But I liked seeing Ichiro back. I thought it was a good chance to say, hey, thanks for what you did when this team was the worst.
Yeah.
The team was so bad, and I think that that's what people ultimately are upset with, is that you cannot, in their heads, the fans cannot disassociate Ichiro with how bad the Mariners were during the 2000s.
Yep.
And he almost becomes a scapegoat in a sense, because you see Ichiro, but you also see 63 and 100 and whatever losses as the record from 2000, whatever, 6, 8. Pick a year, because it happened a bunch of times. Like that's why people were mad. Not that he was the 4th outfielder, but because you can't disassociate that.
Yeah,
I think.
I mean, it's a long season. You've still got, 132 games left, or however many it may be. But I really was hoping that when they brought Ichiro back, that this would be the year they could get to the playoffs, so Ichiro could be in the playoffs as a Mariner, because that hasn't happened since Ichiro's rookie season, 2001. So I was really hoping that we could make that happen for Ichiro, but it looks like if it's going to happen this year, it's going to have to be with him being a front office guy instead of on the active roster.
Yeah. Jackson, you got anything to add to that, or?
Yeah, it's just we'll see what happens, because he's not fully retired, so we'll see what happens down the line.
Seth, have you realize what his new role essentially is? He is advising the front office on outfield play, base running, and hitting. So most of the game, right? But he is traveling with the team still. He will go through all of the pregame workouts and batting practice. He just can't be in the dugout when the game starts. So nothing is essentially changing.
Except he's not actually playing.
Except he's hiding in the clubhouse. Do you think? What are your thoughts on that? He's not sitting up in a suite somewhere going, "Hey, Jerry, you're doing this really well right now." Jerry DePoto, the general manager of the Seattle Mariners. "Hey, you're doing this really well not right now." No, he's just still a part of the team, but just in the clubhouse or somewhere else when the game happens.
I think it's a good compromise because I don't think Ichiro wants to just be up in a booth saying, "Yeah, good job, Jerry DePoto, team's looking good." I think he wants to be as involved as possible still. That's why he wants to keep playing. But he knows he doesn't offer you the same value on the field that he used to. So I think he's okay with just taking on kind of the mentor role and helping out the younger guys, showing them the ropes.
Jackson, what do you think about Ichiro still being a player but not being a player all at once?
It's a little weird just how he's traveling with the team, doing everything pregame. Everything's exactly the same except for just when the game starts, he's not there. So it feels a little weird, like a little out of place. But you're gonna want that knowledge from a guy who's been around and seen it all. For those young guys, for Mitch Haniger, for Guillermo Heredia, for D. Gordon, who's new to the position. So that's going to be that'll help the team.
I also think it's a little weird. I because it's not a retirement, which Ichiro said over and over and over again that, hey, I'm not retiring. He's still practically going to be a player until 7-10, and then he's going to be in the dugout, or not even in the dugout, but in the clubhouse. Like, it's just he's not fully calling it quits yet.
Yeah.
It's kind of a strange situation.
It's different. I don't remember has anyone ever done this before where you're a player but not a player all at once? Like,
I think Alex Rodriguez from the Yankees did it when he stepped away. I think they moved him to a front office position. I'm not sure that he was taking batting practice with the team or any of that, but I believe as far as moving to the front office, he did do something similar.
That would make sense. We also talked about the Mariners in 2019 start their season in Japan against the Athletics. Probably safe to say that's the final time we'll see Ichiro in a Mariners uniform. Probably, right?
I would think so. He'll probably play both of those games and then ride off into the sunset.
I mean, hopefully.
Yeah, that seems like a good send-off spot for him.
I keep talking about it, guys.
So, like, of all the times that you're able to send a player off in his home area, and, like, because at least with Japanese players, there's not a whole lot of Japanese players right now in the league compared to other countries. So, for a send-off in that way, where they don't see MLB baseball very often, I think that'll be the perfect spot for him.
I gotta interrupt for just a second because we have Dylan from off campus. I mean, you've heard him before. It's Dylan Foreman. He wants to talk a little bit on the subject. Dylan, what's going on, man?
Hey, Christian. Sorry I couldn't be there today to help you guys out with the show.
Yeah, we found a suitable replacement, we feel.
Ooh. Yeah. Thanks, Dylan.
I mean, I don't even know if DJ's on this show, DJ Winter's on this show anymore. We just went with Dylan or Jackson or really whoever wants to talk on the radio show. But what do you want to say today, Dylan?
Well, first off, Jackson, I miss you, buddy. I know I just got to talk to you like a week ago, but I still miss you.
Miss you too, man.
Yeah, but this whole Ichiro thing, it kind of reminded me of something. Have you guys seen the movie Semi-Pro?
Yes.
Yeah.
Essentially, Ichiro is the Jackie Moon of the Mariners.
Okay.
Player, owner, coach.
Sure.
Jackie Moon's title for the Flint, Michigan Tropics, the semi-pro basketball team. But Ichiro kind of taking on a similar role. I don't know. I was listening to you guys for a few minutes, and it just kind of reminded me some parallels.
You know what? That is a wonderful point that I'm not sure anyone in this room right now would have connected the dots on.
I don't think so either, yeah.
But it makes enough sense. I mean, that's a good point, Dylan. Thank you so much for calling in and saying that. That is excellent.
Hey, you're welcome. I mean, they're both past their prime.
Sure.
In the movie, you got the Will Ferrell body, obviously not super athletic. In this real life scenario, Ichiro is what, 45?
44.
Yeah,
44.
Old enough to be my dad.
Old enough to be your dad. So I mean, both reaching the end of their careers, at least on the home stretch, if you will. So yeah, I just thought that parallel was kind of funny, but still excited to see Ichiro in a Mariners uniform, whether he's actually contributing on the field or not. So,
Dylan, we appreciate the call. Thank you so much, man. We'll talk to you later.
Yeah. See you later, guys.
Bye.
Yep.
Bye.
That's hilarious.
Never would have thought of that movie.
Nope.
Nope. Not even.
Nope.
Not
Nope.
not once.
That's why Dylan's pretty solid on the old radio program. So